Have you ever wondered why, despite your mistakes, failures, and moments of despair, you are still standing today? Why doors open when you least expect it? Why some storms pass without destroying you? And why hope finds you even in your darkest hour? This is not luck, it is mercy. The mercy of God is real, powerful, and active, working silently in your life, preserving what should have been lost, restoring what seems broken, and offering second chances when all hope appears gone. Tonight you will see how mercy transforms everything. Mercy is often misunderstood because it rarely arrives with fanfare. Most people expect dramatic signs, loud interventions, or immediate results, and when these don't happen, they overlook the quiet, steady work of mercy. The unseen hand of mercy moves subtly in ways that protect, preserve, and provide for us long before we recognize it. It is present in the moments when danger passes unnoticed, when opportunities come just in time, and when relationships survive crises that seemed inevitable. Think about the times in your life when you should have failed, when circumstances pointed to loss, yet somehow you were spared. Those moments are not coincidences, they are mercy at work. Mercy does not always prevent trials, but it ensures that you endure, that you are not consumed, and that your destiny remains intact. It is the difference between facing a challenge that destroys and facing a challenge that strengthens. Often we only notice mercy in retrospect. A situation that seemed unbearable at the time later reveals itself as a hidden blessing, a protective hand guiding us through difficulties we could not have navigated alone. This is why recognizing mercy requires awareness and reflection. It requires gratitude for the subtle ways God's kindness manifests, sometimes in people who offer support, sometimes in circumstances that unexpectedly shift in your favor, and sometimes in the simple gift of waking up another day to try again. The unseen hand of mercy is not passive, it is intentional and purposeful. It shapes outcomes, directs paths, and preserves the future. The key is to attune your heart to it, to learn to see the evidence of mercy in daily life, and to acknowledge it even when everything does not appear perfect. Every breath, every small favor, every second chance, every unexplained provision is a touch of mercy, a reassurance that you are being guided and protected. Learning to recognize and embrace this unseen hand transforms your perspective. Life is no longer random or unfair. It becomes a canvas where mercy continuously works to paint hope, protection, and restoration into your story. Mercy is not just about forgiveness, it is about restoration, renewal, and the rebuilding of what was once broken. When life knocks us down, when our mistakes, regrets, or past failures weigh heavily on us, mercy steps in quietly to breathe new life into our weary souls. It is the force that takes what seems lost and makes it whole again, often in ways we could never have imagined. Renewal through mercy is not always instant. Sometimes it is gradual, unfolding in small victories, subtle changes, and unexpected opportunities that slowly rebuild hope and confidence. Imagine a life weighed down by failure, relationships shattered by misunderstandings, or dreams delayed by circumstances beyond your control. Without mercy, despair would have the final say, leaving you defeated and hopeless. But mercy intervenes not by erasing the past, but by giving you a chance to rise, to learn, and to begin again. It restores your spirit, repairs your perspective, and revitalizes your purpose. Every second chance, every new opportunity, every moment of grace is a sign of mercy renewing your life. This renewal is not just external, it penetrates deep into the heart, reshaping attitudes, inspiring gratitude, and cultivating resilience. Through mercy, what was once tainted by mistakes or hardship becomes fertile ground for growth, progress, and transformation. It empowers you to move forward without being held captive by guilt or fear, reminding you that no failure is final and no situation is beyond redemption. Renewal through mercy also teaches patience and humility, because it reveals that life's restoration is often a process, not an event, and that divine kindness works in ways that are both precise and intentional. It is in this continuous renewal that hope is restored, and a life once thought wasted begins to flourish in abundance. To experience mercy fully is to experience the power of renewal, to understand that every setback, every tear, and every trial carries within it the seed of restoration, and that through mercy life is always capable of being made new again. Mercy is often most visible in the storms of life, though it is subtle enough that many fail to notice it until they reflect back. Life is full of trials, challenges, and dangers that threaten to overwhelm us. Yet mercy steps in as a quiet shield, protecting us even when we are unaware. It does not always prevent the storm, but it ensures that we endure it without being consumed, that we survive what should have destroyed us, and that our lives remain intact when circumstances seem impossible. Sometimes protection through mercy comes in unexpected ways. A timely warning, an unexplained change in plans, or the presence of someone who intervenes at just the right moment. Often it is the invisible hand that turns potential disaster into a moment of survival, the hidden grace that keeps us safe when danger surrounds us. The protection of mercy is not passive, it is deliberate and intentional, orchestrated in ways that we may not understand immediately. In times of trouble, mercy preserves more than just our physical well-being. It protects our hearts, our minds, and our destinies. It ensures that we do not succumb to fear, despair, or bitterness, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Life can be unpredictable, filled with circumstances beyond our control, yet mercy acts as a safeguard, guiding us through, redirecting paths, and sometimes closing doors we did not realize were dangerous. Those who recognize this protection understand that their survival, their ability to rise above challenges, is not merely by chance, but by the consistent and faithful intervention of mercy. Reflection on past trials often reveals how many dangers we have unknowingly passed through, how many storms we have weathered, and how many situations that should have ended in failure instead led to growth and opportunity. Mercy ensures that even in the darkest moments, there is a measure of safety, a way forward, and a preservation of what truly matters. To live with awareness of mercy's protective hand is to walk with confidence through life's challenges, knowing that nothing is too overwhelming, nothing is too dangerous, and no circumstance is beyond the reach of God's unseen, sustaining grace. Mercy is patient, and its patience is one of the most profound expressions of divine love. Often people expect immediate justice, swift consequences, or instant correction when mistakes are made, but mercy operates differently. It chooses patience over judgment, allowing time for reflection, repentance, and transformation. This patience is not weakness, it is intentional, deliberate, and full of purpose. Life is filled with moments where we or others fail, make poor choices, or act in ways that seem undeserving of kindness. Yet mercy holds back what we deserve and offers an opportunity for change. It delays the final outcome, not to ignore wrongdoing, but to provide space for growth and a chance to correct the course of life before irreversible consequences take hold. In this way, mercy is protective, both for the one receiving it and for those affected by their actions. The delay of judgment allows people to encounter grace and wisdom that can transform behavior, reshape hearts, and redirect destinies. Many fail to recognize the value of this patience because it requires trust and humility. When life seems unfair, when others receive forgiveness or reprieve, it is easy to be frustrated or to misinterpret mercy as favoritism. But understanding mercy requires seeing beyond the immediate moment and recognizing the long-term purpose it serves. Patience over judgment is a way to prevent unnecessary pain, to give second chances, and to preserve potential that might otherwise be destroyed by hasty consequences. Every delay, every reprieve, every chance to make a better choice is a testament to mercy's power to restore rather than condemn. It reminds us that life is a process, that transformation often takes time, and that what appears as delay is actually an invitation to align with purpose, to correct errors, and to embrace opportunities for growth. When we experience patience over judgment, we are given a lifeline, a chance to rise, to learn, and to experience life not as a series of failures, but as a journey in which mercy continually intervenes to protect, correct, and guide us toward a better outcome. Mercy is not simply a passive gift, it is an active, transformative force that reshapes lives from the inside out. When mercy touches a person, it does more than forgive mistakes. It changes the way they see themselves, others, and the world around them. Transformation through mercy begins in the heart, where the weight of guilt, fear, or regret is lifted and replaced with hope, courage, and clarity. It opens the eyes to possibilities that were previously obscured by pain or shame and empowers a person to live differently. Mercy transforms behavior, not by coercion or force, but by revealing the beauty of grace and the value of compassion. It inspires humility, because when we understand that we are receiving unearned kindness, we recognize our dependence on something greater than ourselves. It also fosters gratitude, which becomes the foundation for generosity and love toward others. This transformation is often gradual, unfolding as a series of small yet significant shifts, changing attitudes, choices, and reactions in ways that align more closely with purpose and divine intention. Those who experience mercy begin to reflect it outwardly, forgiving others, showing compassion, and offering second chances just as they have received them. Life begins to feel renewed and intentional rather than chaotic and punitive. What was once a life defined by mistakes, regrets, or limitations begins to reflect resilience, growth, and hope. Mercy's transformative power can also redirect destinies, turning potential failure into opportunity and despair into triumph. It provides the strength to let go of destructive habits, the insight to make wiser choices, and the courage to embrace one's calling with confidence. Every act of mercy received is an invitation to become a new version of oneself, someone who embodies grace, kindness, and purpose. Transformation through mercy is the living evidence that life does not have to be defined by past failures, that no situation is too broken to be restored, and that the touch of mercy has the power to not only save, but to completely renew, uplift, and redirect the course of a person's life in profound and lasting ways. Experiencing mercy is a gift, but its true power is revealed when it flows through us to others. Extending mercy is not simply an act of kindness or generosity. It is a deliberate choice to reflect the same grace we have received, creating a cycle of compassion that touches lives beyond our own. When we forgive someone who has wronged us, offer patience to those who frustrate us, or show understanding to those who fail, we become vessels of mercy, embodying the principles that restore and transform. Extending mercy requires humility because it challenges our pride, asking us to rise above resentment, anger, and the desire for retaliation. It also demands courage because offering mercy can feel risky, especially when it involves people who have hurt us deeply or circumstances where fairness seems absent. Yet mercy extended is never wasted. It plants seeds of change in hearts, often in ways we cannot immediately see. When we choose to forgive, we release not only the other person but ourselves, freeing our hearts from bitterness and opening space for peace and growth. Mercy also strengthens relationships, turning conflicts into opportunities for reconciliation and brokenness into connection. In communities and families, when mercy flows from one person to another, it creates a culture of grace where mistakes are met with understanding rather than condemnation, and struggles are met with support rather than judgment. Extending mercy does not mean excusing wrongdoing or ignoring accountability, but it means responding in a way that nurtures healing and transformation rather than perpetuating pain. It allows people to learn, grow, and rise above their failures, just as we have been given the chance to rise. The act of extending mercy reminds us that life is interconnected and that the kindness we show can ripple across generations, impacting not only those immediately around us, but also those they influence. It is through extending mercy that the full beauty of its power is revealed. For when we mirror the grace we have received, we become agents of change, catalysts for hope, and living examples of how mercy can reshape lives and communities in ways that justice alone cannot achieve. Mercy carries hope to those who feel that all is lost, that life has turned its back on them, or that their circumstances are beyond repair. In the midst of despair, when darkness seems to dominate every corner of life, mercy acts as a lifeline, a bridge between hopelessness and possibility. It reminds the weary and the broken that no situation is too far gone, no mistake too great, and no failure too final to be redeemed. For those who feel abandoned or forgotten, mercy delivers reassurance that they are seen, valued, and preserved. This hope is not merely a fleeting optimism. It is deep, steady, and transformative, rooted in the unchanging nature of mercy itself. When mercy touches a life, it restores confidence in the future, awakens dreams that were dormant, and opens doors to opportunities that seemed permanently closed. It turns despair into determination, fear into faith, and loss into potential. Those who experience this kind of hope are empowered to rise above circumstances, to take steps they never imagined possible, and to embrace life with renewed courage. Mercy brings clarity in confusion, direction in chaos, and light in darkness. It is present in subtle ways, a chance encounter, an unexpected provision, or the soft encouragement of someone at the right time that signals to the hopeless that they are not alone. This hope also inspires action, motivating people to persist, to rebuild, and to pursue what they once thought unattainable. It transforms their mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility, from despair to expectancy. Through mercy, lives that were defined by failure, rejection, or struggle begin to reflect resilience, potential, and divine favor. Those who receive mercy are reminded that even in the most hopeless situations, there is a way forward, a path toward restoration, and a reason to believe that better days are coming. It is this hope delivered by mercy that ignites courage, strengthens perseverance, and allows individuals to step into their destinies with confidence, knowing that their past does not dictate their future, and that mercy continually works to bring life, renewal, and triumph even in the darkest seasons. Mercy is never wasted, and every act of it carries significance beyond what we can immediately perceive. Even the smallest gestures, offering forgiveness, showing patience, giving a kind word, or lending a helping hand, have the power to transform lives in ways that are often invisible at first. Every act of mercy matters because it reflects a higher principle of compassion, generosity, and grace that influences both the giver and the receiver. When we extend mercy, we participate in a cycle that touches hearts, shifts perspectives, and ignites hope. It is through these acts, repeated consistently, that communities are strengthened, relationships are healed, and trust is restored. Mercy does not operate only in grand, dramatic moments. It works in the everyday choices we make, in the moments when we choose to respond with love rather than anger, with understanding rather than judgment. Each small act matters because it builds a pattern of grace, creating ripples that extend far beyond what we see. One forgiven offense can inspire someone to forgive in return. One moment of patience can change the course of a conversation. One act of kindness can restore faith in humanity. These moments accumulate and multiply, showing that mercy is both powerful and contagious. Furthermore, every act of mercy matters because it demonstrates a connection to something greater than ourselves. It reminds us that we are part of a larger story where our choices impact not only our lives but also the lives of others in ways that can echo for generations. Mercy teaches us humility, compassion, and responsibility because it reveals that our actions have meaning and consequence. Even when it seems unnoticed, even when the world does not acknowledge it, mercy always produces effects that can shift hearts, change destinies, and inspire transformation. Recognizing that every act of mercy matters encourages us to live intentionally, to respond to others with love and grace, and to understand that through these consistent, often quiet expressions of divine kindness, we participate in the ongoing work of restoration, hope, and renewal in ways that are far-reaching, lasting, and profoundly meaningful. As we reflect on the mercy of God, let us remember that it is not just a gift to receive, but a power to live by. Mercy restores what is broken, protects in times of trouble, renews hope, and transforms hearts. It calls us to extend kindness, forgiveness, and grace to others, showing the world what true love looks like. Whatever your past holds, whatever mistakes or fears weigh on you, mercy offers a way forward, a lifeline, and a new beginning. Embrace it, walk in it, and let it shape the rest of your life.